Hi guys, welcome back to That's So Thinkative. I'm your host Janelle, aka The Baddies. I hope everyone is doing well. And happy Mother's Day to all the lovely mothers out there that are sacrificing and being selfless and strong and amazing and beautiful. I'm so grateful to my mother and all the mothers I have around me. I want to do a quick little shout out because I didn't get the time to do this in this episode for all the mothers and people who have shaped me in my life. So one, let's talk about my mom. I have been forever blessed and I'm forever in debt for the fact that I was blessed with a mother like mine. She is not only the most courageous, strong, funny, beautiful, and amazing person I've ever met in my life, but she's shown me what selfless love looks like, what unconditional love looks like. And I thank God every day that I was blessed to have a mom like her. Shout out to all my other mothers out there, my sisters, my sister-in-laws, all the people I've come across, like all my friends' moms who, drove me home one day or took me somewhere or invited me over or whatever they did to make me feel a part of their family. I'm so grateful. So grateful. Thank you. So if you're listening to this and you're a mom, I am so proud of you. I know it must be extremely exhausting and you don't get enough credit that you deserve. And I hope that your kids let you know on the day and every day that you are loved, you are amazing, and we're so grateful to have you in our lives. Also, I wanted to start a new segment before every episode where I give you guys a thinkative fact of the week that I learned. And this actually originated from TikTok, but I did do my research. Afterward because you can't believe, I feel like I've been turned into one of those Facebook people where you see something in big bold letters and you be like, yeah, that sounds about right. No, check your information. So I did do some research and I'm going to link the TikTok that originated this idea in my show notes and also the websites that I found backing up what it was saying. So Anna Jarvis was the originator of Mother's Day. She created it back in 1907. She wanted it to be a day to honor mothers she first started to commemorate her own. I believe she didn't even have kids. So it was really originated to show support and love and respect and honor her own mother. And she actually begin to hate Mother's Day because it became this commercialized capitalism, sell tactic, and she spent the rest of her life to get it removed because it turned into a whole mess. And girl, she was not having it. And I do agree that it has turned into this really commercialized mess, but I'm grateful for Mother's Day. I think it is a beautiful holiday and I'm glad she came up with it. I hate that it turned into something that she didn't want it to become. Now let's get into this episode. We're going to have Kaylee do the intro real quick. Go.
That's So Thinkative. It's the podcast that you're going to love. That's So Thinkative. It's the podcast that you're going to love.
Period.
That's my granddaughter.
Period. Thank you. All right, darling, you got to go to your space in your area. What's T? How you feeling today, Miss Ma'am?
I'm just fantastic today.
Fantastic. What's today for you?
Well, today my kids are celebrating Mother's Day for me. And my kids made homemade cards. That's what I wanted.
I do think I'm going to lose this competition. I didn't know that we were allowed to bring cardboard boxes and 3D poster cards. I did have a poster card, but I don't think I'm going to make this one out. But first, let me introduce this woman right here. Hi, guys. Welcome back to That's So Thinkative. I'm your host, Janelle, a.k.a. The Baddies. I hope everyone is doing well. And in this episode, I have my lovely mother on. And what can I say? She's born from Louisiana. She moved to L.A., to Inglewood. She got 8 kids, if you're asking. And she got 3 baby daddies.
Wow. You sure it's 3? I'm just joking. I don't want nobody run no DNA. It's too late.
They already did that. With you. Okay, you gotta be careful with the thing, okay, darling?
All right.
So I'm gonna ask some questions, go through your whole life story. I want you to be as candid and as honest as you can and as you like. But please remind yourself you are on the internet.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So first question. This is the most important question of the day. Who is your favorite child? And answer honestly.
I'm going to say this again, and I've been saying it. If all my kids was in the ocean drowning, I would go out there and drown with my kids because I love my kids. My kids is my
Equally?
world. Equally. Okay, Janelle, you want to be the favorite. They give it to you anyway, but I'm just telling the world. I love all my kids the same. I would die and fight for each and every one of them the same.
All right. I'll take it. Let's talk about your childhood. How was slavery?
I know I'm old, but I never was a slave.
No, for real. But what was it like growing up in Louisiana? What was your childhood like?
It was a lot of racism. I got kicked out of school in the 6th grade for beating up David Martinez. And if you out
Let
there,
that man go.
if you out there, David Martinez, I'm still looking for you.
That's ridiculous. No, how was it growing up? Because you were the middle child. You had an older sister and a younger brother. What was it like being the middle child?
It wasn't that great because I'm the only one that didn't go to Catholic school. I'm the only one that got the most butt whippings. And they said I had a mouth, and I testified to that. I own that. I just didn't see things the way my mother was. Back when I was a kid, my mother would have went to jail for child abuse.
I ain't mean to laugh at your trauma, but.
For real, because my mama used to whip us with extension cords, put us on our knees with rice.
Rice is crazy.
We had to hang up clothes on the line. We had to do Johnson paste wax on the wooden floors. And my oldest sister used to say, this going to take us all day and we don't get to go outside. So why don't you sit on the towel and I'm going to just swing you around. Well, I used to get dizzy and throw up.
What is your favorite memory as a child? Do you have a favorite childhood memory?
Well, my biological father let me drive when I was 10. And I used to put pillows so I could reach the pedal. But
oh, you are short.
I used to take all my cousins with me, and we'd go down to the park and kick it, and then we'd go to
by yourself?
Dairy Queen. Well, one time I got caught. My mama tore that ass up.
How old was you when this happened?
10.
Why was he letting you drive?
Because I knew how to drive. And you know, back then in the country, you got your license at 15, so 10, you should know what you're doing by then.
Was it difficult being like in Louisiana, like living there? Did you ever feel like it was? Did you ever want to go? Because you were a military brat, right?
Yeah.
So how long? Explain that.
That wasn't good either. Because when you're a military brat, it's hard on the kids because every 2 years you move.
Mm-hmm.
So you leave your friends behind. See, like you and Jasmine, well, not so much Jasmine, but you, Jerron, and George, y'all stayed in the same place all y'all life.
Mm-hmm.
So all of y'all childhood, y'all remember all those people. Now you don't, but Jerron and them do. I don't know what happened to your memory. But like Jasmine, she's got friends in Houston, Rochester, because those are places she lived.
Mm-hmm. And you don't have those kind of experiences.
I have a lot of friends from San Diego, Corpus Christi, Houston, Louisiana, San Antonio. I didn't have no friends in Okinawa, Japan. I don't know why. But I didn't stay there for 5 months.
Did you enjoy moving so much and so often? Or was it kind of like you just used to it so you didn't have like a feeling towards it?
Well, you just get used to it. But I could say when I was like 13, I was a brat. Because I had my own room. I had a canopy bed like the little white girls. I had my own phone, my own
canopy bed right
stereo.
Now.
So my stepfather, I could get anything I wanted from him. And I think he made it hard for me with men because I don't deal with stingy men. And I am very independent.
Yeah.
And I say, I'm going to have what I want.
Yeah. How is life different from when you were growing up, like now in society? Do you think
Well, first of all, kids are very disrespectful. And that gets me in trouble, especially with Jasmine friends, because I will whoop a kid's butt in a minute.
you with other people's kids?
Hell yeah. And don't bring them over to my house if you don't want them to be chastised, because you're not going to tear up my stuff.
What about gentle parenting? What do you think about that?
Who? You said what parenting?
Gentle parenting. Do you know what that's called? You know what that is?
No.
When you speak to your child gentle, like that's not just speaking, but you take a different approach to parenting your child. You're more gentle, more kind, and you like more patient, which you should be with your children. But you don't whoop kids.
No, I don't do that one, because if you don't teach your kids respect.
You can still teach your kids respect with gentle parenting.
Gentle parenting don't work. Just like that timeout step, go sit in the corner for a minute. That don't do nothing but make them kids sit there and plot to do some more stuff on you. But I tell you what, if I take a strap and whip your ass.
Pause.
You're going to respect that. And you're going to say that person ain't to be messed with. I appreciate the whippings I got. It made me a better person. I don't say go and sock your kid in the face, and all that.
But a little whooping can go a long way.
And see, my mama was good at it. She wasn't chasing you around and hitting herself with no belt. She sat there and she opened her legs and she said, bend down right here. And then she take your head and lock it in between her legs and just tear up nothing but your butt. That's what she did.
Oh, you were a victim. So what were you like as a teenager? Were you rebellious? Were you fast?
Well, really, I wasn't fast because my mother was very strict. So I didn't get a boyfriend until I was 16.
Didn't you get married at 17 though?
And I got married to my high school sweetheart at 17, and he was a dog.
But no, go back to where first. Let's talk about how you were as a teenager. What were you like?
I did what I was told, but I got caught smoking cigarettes. And she didn't whoop us. She just went and got a tree branch about as big as a tree, and she told me and my cousins them to inhale, exhale, blow circles. And she bought them old nasty Camel with no filter.
Oh, wow.
And that's what my mother did. She thought that was going to stop me from smoking, but you see,
smoking today.
Still smoking. I think she taught me how to smoke it better.
Oh, God. What, you met your first husband at school? What was it like when you first saw him?
I met him at a war concert.
Oh. What was that like?
But I should have took the other friend, because he was scared to even ask me for the phone number. And Dana was cuter than Michael Fields.
You saying this man's name. Do you want me to bleep it out?
No. I ain't telling no lies, so it is what it is.
So you picked up on the wrong friend?
But then Dana was a cheap man, so that might not have worked either. So, stuff happens.
What made you pick him?
He was persistent. All my men that I've ever had in my lifetime, they were very persistent. They weren't my first choices. Your father, Jasmine's father. Well, Jasmine's father was a lot younger than me, so I guess I was a cougar back then.
We'll get to that. What was it like marrying so young? Because you got married at 17. What was that about? Why'd you do that?
I wanted to leave my mama's house. You can't do nothing at Mary's house. When I got a divorce and came back with my 2 children, I was 30-something, if maybe almost 40.
Oh, we got to talk about that, because you had 2 children married, but by another man.
And he had 2 babies on me before we was married a year. So eye for eye, tooth for a tooth.
You got your lick back in the worst way.
It wasn't intended that way. God just made it that way.
Okay. Was you in love with him?
With Michael Field? Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought his thing was gold. till I got out there and met Lawrence. Then I seen platinum. So you go from stage to stage. That's all I can say.
I hear that
See, like you,
Michael and
you wasting your youth. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you die, that cat ain't gonna work up there in heaven. So there,
you've been there, so you know.
no, I know you ain't finna do nothing. Once you dead, you dead. Your soul goes to heaven or hell, but your physical body, it just rots out. So I was a goody two shoe when I first got married. I never cheated on him or nothing.
You're not supposed to.
No, I should have, because I married him in June, and in August he had a son by another woman, and the baby looked just like him.
Oh, that is trifling.
Okay, so I went over there to see the baby myself and talked to the girl, and she said, please don't leave your husband, because I'm not in love with him. I'm marrying this other man, and he think it's his baby. So I forgave Michael. Then we went on our military thing, because he was in the military right out of high school. So we traveled and did that for 4 years. Then we moved to Houston. Well, he gets a job downtown. You don't want your man working downtown, because there ain't nothing but women downtown and at the bank. So then he got with this ugly girl, and I'm not saying that because of how I look, but she is uglier than me. But anyway, that's not here or there. And I was working at this oil company called Terra Resources, and one day the phone rang. I'm the receptionist, and he's on the phone, but I don't know that he got her on another line. So they both on the phone, and they gonna tell me she pregnant, like I give a shit. At work.
Oh, that is trifling.
So, but see, this how God work. He's so awesome. So I get home, she calls there, and she tells me about how she been in my bed, and she on my sheets and all this. I say, okay. I say, you's one lucky woman, because God knows, had I come home and caught you there, you be in hell right now, because I'd have killed you and him. And it wouldn't have been, well, I'm going to take that back, because back then I was crazy. But today, I share willingly, because they cheat. So, but they can't outdo me. So therefore, I don't care. Long as no disease come here and no girl come walking up to me and talking that smack, as soon as she talking, I'm going to knock her out. Because I'm going to tell her first, go check the man. Because I'm into sharing. Because sharing is caring. And you're going to share whether you want to or not. As my dear say, willingly or unwillingly. So then when he did that and got pregnant by Marie and had Adam, I said, this is over with. I can't do this no more. But I let him pay the bills, and we lived it.
Y'all separate lives?
Yeah, we did that. I did that for like 20-something years. I think George was born when I got a divorce, a legal divorce.
That's our youngest child, by the way.
And so now I get a kick out of calling her house. And say, hey, Mike, what's going on? Because we friends. That ain't going to change nothing. And she said, well, that's very disrespectful. I said, well, you didn't think that was disrespectful when you was calling my house and he was my husband. But you know what? I'm going to just tell you this. You should be happy. I gave him to you. I don't want the man. He ain't my kind of man. And I've had better. Oh, lots better.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now we're going to move into love and what love has been like for you. So have you ever felt loved romantically?
Oh, plenty of times. But one thing you got to know about love that the young people today don't realize, love is pain.
Why do you say that?
Because, first of all, you got to teach somebody how to love you the way you need it. And that's not easy.
You think people have to teach you? You don't think that your person is supposed to know some things? Or you think they have to teach everything? Is it just like some things or everything?
Well, with men, you got to teach men everything. You got to teach them how to have sex too, because everybody don't have the same spot.
Okay. How did you handle your first heartbreak compared to your last one?
My first heartbreak, I wanted to jump off a bridge. My first heartbreak was devastating. I wanted to kill that nigga. I was almost ready to hurt myself. It took me in a dark hole because I didn't think he would do something like that to me. And I called my mother and I was crying and I said, I'm finna divorce Michael. And my mother said, what's going on? And I said, he cheated on me. And she started laughing. And that made me furious.
I would have been pissed.
And she said, Pamela Ann, don't make me take a plane to Houston and whip your ass. That ain't gonna be the first one, and it sure ain't gonna be the last one. But you ain't got chicken nor child. So when you eat, the whole house then ate.
What did she mean? Because I'm confused.
She meant go out there and get you a spare tire so when you catch a flat, you won't be devastated.
Another analogy with another analogy. I love that.
Yeah, that's how she looked at it.
What would you tell people like my age about love now?
First of all, remember one thing. Love is like the seasons. So some people gonna come in your life for seasons and reasons. And some be a blessing and some be not a blessing. And you have to just enjoy the moment.
Experience them.
Yeah. Because one night stands are great.
You've had one night stands before?
Several.
Okay.
And I'd like to have another one, but I'd like to have it with a threesome.
Mama, stop, please.
You said be myself.
Please. Okay, we're going to move on. We're going to change the subject to motherhood now, okay? What has changed since you became a mother for you?
I guess with time, wisdom, and growth, you enjoy your kids more. And once you establish relationships with your children and love them for who they are, and at the same time let them know that you're a human being too, because a lot of times when you're a kid, you put your parents on pedestals and you don't see certain things. Like right now, I could say I want to have sex. My kids be, oh, Mom, you can't do that. Well, that ain't right. Well, how do you think you got here?
God sent me.
Yeah, God did send you. But Pam and that man had a little thing to do with it too. And it was great. Sex shouldn't be where we can't talk about it openly because it's natural.
It is.
Animals do it. People do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a natural thing. You should love your body no matter how it looks. Because somebody loves it. You know, like people
I just think it's because it's our mother at the end of the day. Like, we could talk about it freely with each other and like with our friends and stuff like that. But like sometimes I feel like we talk about it, but in a general sense. But when you start talking about your experiences, I just be like, what are you doing?
Hell, when you be talking about yours, I be like, wow, you a real freak. And Jasmine, you know, y'all to do it. And then y'all be saying, you need to try it. No. There's certain things I'm just not with.
Okay.
So I just
okay, what I'm not even I don't even want to know. What is the most difficult thing about being a mom, you think? Is it? We are filming this. This is the Mother's Day episode, by the way. So this is gonna be on Tuesday, released on Tuesday. So for the mothers out there, what do you think is the most difficult part about being a mom?
I think for me, the difficult part about being a mom is they call me a helicopter mom. So I guess I don't know my boundaries.
Yeah.
I think my kids are still little.
All right. Well, we're going to transition into another topic that I wanted to discuss. But first, I think it's good to give like a background of our relationship and stuff like that. So you had me in when you was 40 years old.
Correct.
You had 2 kids after that.
Correct.
2 kids before me.
Yes.
So explain. We were in foster care, and we lived with our aunt. And during that time period, we would come on the weekends to your house, to Diane's house or whatever. And then that kind of stopped. Explain what happens.
I was on drugs.
Okay, so when did you start getting on drugs? When was the first time you started doing drugs, actually?
I smoked marijuana as a teenager and for years. I got on cocaine, I guess I must have been 40 or 39, something like that. But I went butt wild with it.
When did you know that it was a problem?
When I was chasing that pipe and something had to be sold or stole, that was a problem.
What made you try that though? Because it's like a complete jump.
A nigga.
What?
And it amplifies the sex. But it's not controllable.
What made you stop?
I got too high. And I started hallucinating. And I knew that wasn't for me because I don't like hallucinating drugs.
To wrap up this segment, this part of this portion, what do you most regret about doing drugs or that time period of your life?
Like I said, the most regret would be the time that I lost with my children. Other than that, nothing. Everything in my life, I don't have no regrets behind because it made me who I am today. And I've been sober for over 18 years now. So I'm good. Life's great for me.
Mm-hmm. All right. I wanted you to do a story time on this interesting experience that you told me about. So the Frankie Beverly concert that you went to, how old was you? Explain that, like what happened, what was going on, like, cause that's the funniest, not the funniest story you ever told me, but it just you're a little crazy for that, shiesty.
Well, that concert, me, Jewel, and Sherry Greenwood, living in Houston, Texas, at the Astrodome, we go see Frankie Beverly.
How old were you?
It had to be in my 20s, my late 20s, because I didn't have any kids. And we had terrible seats. We had seats up in the nosebleed section. And right as they come out, you could see them if you lean over the banister. And that day, I dressed up in this cute little dress, and I had a body back then. And I didn't have no drawers on. And Frankie Beverly drank Budweiser's, and he had the little sandals, his little hat. He was sharp. And I was crazy about him. And I told my girlfriend, I say, I'm going down to the stage and get, backstage pass. She said, girl, you ain't doing nothing. You better sit down and try to watch this show. So when he came out, there was another group on the stage, and he's standing there drinking that Budweiser. And I leaned over, and I say, Frankie, I'm a jump. And he looked up, and he seen them people up there, and they came and got me, and I left them up there.
She left her friends, y'all. She left her friends to go upstairs. Did you get on the floor?
Yeah, I got a backstage little thing you put on you.
Why did you take your friends with you?
They should have did what I did.
Threatened to kill themselves?
Yeah, I wanted, and he got the softest lips. And I had a ball.
Girl. Okay.
And then we went.
Okay.
He did invite them into the hotel that they had, the little after party. So they got that connection. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been doing you've had a life.
I've had a hell of a life. If
What-
they wrote a story about it, it'd be a bestseller.
Okay, to wrap up your whole life story and stuff like that before we get to like a little fun little segment that I have planned for you. What kind of advice would you give? What kind of, like, if you can describe your life in one word, what would you say?
Spontaneous.
What is the biggest lesson you learned so far?
I learned that love people for who they are and be the most forgiving person on this planet, because God forgave me for every wrong thing I've done. And I tell my kids that all the time. You get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
That's very true.
And sometimes it's hard because sometimes people just push you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not a person that go back and forth. I can only do back and forth a little bit. Then my nose open up, and then I go in this dark tunnel, and I start thinking like a crazy person. I might shoot you, you know. Like I did some stuff that I shouldn't have did to people.
Yeah. I know. If you haven't noticed, she's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs from time to time. But to wrap this episode up, we're going to do a this or that. So you're going to have would you rather. I'm going to give you two things, and you have to choose. You can't say both. You have to choose. All right?
But what if I'm greedy?
You can't be greedy. Okay?
Okay.
Jaheim or Mary J. Blige?
Jaheim, he's male.
No, not as like dating or anything like that, but like music-wise. Who would you rather listen to?
Jaheim.
Okay. Casino or go on an all expense paid vacation?
Casino.
Casino or pay off all your credit card debt?
Casino.
Jesus Christ. You are not responsible. Price is Right or Family Feud?
Price is Right.
Wow. Okay.
Family Feud, we wouldn't win because George or Jerron.
Not us, the show itself.
Oh.
What would you pick?
Price is Right.
Okay. 50 Cent or Nelly?
That's not a choice.
You have to pick.
Baby, I'm doing a threesome. I'm trying to see if chocolate or strawberry is the best. Them two right there.
Thank you guys for listeing. That's
Don't
so
cut me
thinking.
off right now, because you know what? Them two guys right there, they got a body, and on top of a body, they got charisma and pizzazz. And Shantae, I don't want to mess your life up, but one night, you have them back.
That's so thinkative. Thank you guys for listening. Please watch, subscribe, like, comment,
Please
follow, do everything you need to do. I'll catch y'all next Tuesday on your favorite podcast app. Thank you, Mom, for coming on. Love you.
I love
Bye,
you
guys.
too.